So is it possible to make wooden gates that will last for over 80 years? In the making of these gates, I'll be using two techniques that have been tried and tested long before I was born. Many swear by these ancient techniques when compared to modern film finishes for wood. Before I get to that, I need to cut the horizontal pickets to the correct length. The top and the lower edges are given 30-degree parallel cuts. This is far better for rainwater runoff when compared to having a 90-degree edge. The other advantage is that no gap should appear from the outside, even as the wood contracts and expands through the seasons, so privacy will be maintained. A quick test layout which is lacking the diagonal braces. Now onto the first preservation technique, from Japan called Yagishuki or Shoshu-shugiban. There are many ancient homes in Japan that have this characteristic black carbonized wood. The carbon surface stops insect penetration and protects against the harmful effects of sunlight. The best types of wood to use are cypress or cedar. Unfortunately, they are both super expensive where I live, and I'm going to use a Chilean pine. I made a quick test of burning the wood at 4 different grades of intensity. I washed down with some water and a stiff nylon brush in the direction of the grain. I personally prefer the look somewhere between test 2 and 3, but the 4th test would probably give better long-term protection. Now to burn all the pieces of cut wood for the first gate. I won't bore you with showing all the footage. Here are the finished pieces, which go through a second process of protection. First I need to melt 125 milliliters of beeswax using the bain-marie method, which is a fancy French way of saying heating indirectly via boiling water. Do this process outside away from any buildings. A safer method would be to use an old individual electric heater. After 10 minutes the beeswax has melted. Now I add 500 milliliters of boiled linseed oil, which is flammable, hence the blowtorch needs to be turned off. Give the mixture a good stir. We end up with a 4-to-1 mixture of linseed oil to beeswax. I leave the mixture to cool down overnight. The following day I apply the congealed mixture to all sides of the wood using a rag and protective gloves. The consistency of the mixture is like grease. The sheen of the burnt wood surface is amazing after applying this goop. Make sure you do this process outside as the mixture doesn't smell too good, but the odour does go away as the mixture dries out. On to building the gate frame, checking for square and making sure it fits within its parent metal frame. I try to leave a 3mm gap between the pickets to allow for expansion. It is easy to think that the horizontal pickets will align by default, but you need to measure top to bottom on both sides when installing each picket to confirm nothing is off square. The picket stiles and ledges are secured using galvanized wood screws. Here are some views of the first gate finished. The wooden gate is elevated on these steel L brackets to allow for ventilation. With the magic of some image software, I can show you what the 4 gates will look like once installed. I intend to check the condition of the gates every 6 months. I'm guessing that I will need to reapply the wax linseed oil mixture once per year to keep the wood in optimum condition. In theory, these gates should last for a generation or more, which is good enough for me. If you have any questions, then drop them below and I'll make my best effort to answer them. If the video was useful, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to my channel. Many thanks.